It's not fair, it's not logical, but it's how the human mind works. We're wired for speed. In the wild, a split-second judgment could mean the difference between life and death. That same instinct now shapes boardrooms, interviews, first dates, and networking events. Before you've even said a word, your posture, your expression, the way you hold your hands, it's all being decoded into a verdict. Most people think they can win others over with clever words or a polished resume. But the truth is, those first few moments operate on a different level. Psychologists call it thin slicing, the brain's ability to make astonishingly accurate judgments from the tiniest slivers of behavior. Malcolm Gladwell explored this in Blink, showing how experts can spot lies, predict divorce, or assess leadership potential in seconds. The problem? You're not in control of that process, not unless you understand the hidden rules. The good news? Once you know how the game is played, you can stack the deck in your favor. You can walk into any room and make people instantly feel at ease, instantly trust you, instantly want to know more. But first, you need to see what's really happening beneath the surface, because the moment you do, everything changes. The first rule of first impressions is this: people decide who you are before you decide who you are. It's not a flaw in human nature, it's a feature. Our brains evolved to make rapid assessments because hesitation in the wild meant death. You're being categorized before you've even opened your mouth. Psychologists call this cognitive miserliness, the brain's tendency to conserve energy by relying on shortcuts. These shortcuts are called heuristics, and they're the reason first impressions are so sticky. Once someone has slotted you into a category, they unconsciously look for evidence to confirm it. This is confirmation bias in action. If you seem nervous, they'll notice every fidget. If you seem confident, they'll interpret your pauses as thoughtfulness. The initial judgment becomes a filter through which everything else is seen. This is where the halo effect comes in, one of the most powerful psychological forces in social interaction. If someone perceives you as competent or attractive, they'll unconsciously assume you're also trustworthy, intelligent, and kind. It's why tall men earn more on average, why attractive people get lighter sentences, and why a firm handshake can outweigh a mediocre interview. The first trait you project becomes a lens that colors everything else. But here's the twist: you can't fake confidence. Not really. The brain is too good at detecting incongruence. If your words say one thing, but your body says another, people will trust the body every time. This is why impression management isn't about manipulation. It's about alignment. Your internal state and external signals need to match. When they do, you become what psychologists call congruent, and congruence is magnetic. This isn't just theory. Studies have shown that people can predict election outcomes just by watching 10-second silent videos of candidates. They're not hearing policies or track records. They're reading nonverbal cues. The same principle applies in job interviews, sales pitches, and romantic encounters. The decision is often made before the conversation even begins. Now here's where it gets interesting. The most powerful signal you can send isn't confidence or charisma. It's safety. Humans are fundamentally tribal creatures. We're wired to assess whether someone is a threat or an ally. This is why the most successful first impressions often involve making others feel safe around you. Not through flattery or appeasement, but through calm, consistent signals that you're not a danger to their status or well-being. Think about the most respected people you know. They probably share a quality that's hard to name but easy to feel, a kind of grounded presence. They don't need to prove anything because they're not threatened by others. This lack of threat is what makes them safe to be around. And safety is the foundation of trust. But there's a paradox here that most people miss. The way to make others feel safe is to first feel safe yourself. This is why anxiety is contagious. If you're nervous, people will feel nervous around you. If you're calm, they'll relax. Your nervous system is constantly broadcasting your internal state through micro-expressions, vocal tone, and body language. People are picking up on it, whether they realize it or not. This is why traditional advice about first impressions often fails. Tips like smile more or make eye contact are surface-level fixes that ignore the underlying mechanism. A forced smile doesn't signal warmth. It signals inauthenticity. Real influence comes from changing your internal state first, then letting that state naturally express itself through your behavior. The most effective approach is what psychologists call embodied cognition, the idea that your body and mind are in constant feedback loop. If you adopt powerful body language, your brain will start to feel more powerful. If you breathe deeply and slowly, your nervous system will downregulate. These aren't just tricks. They're leveraging the brain's natural wiring to create genuine confidence rather than fake it. This is also why context matters so much. The same person who seems confident in a boardroom might seem awkward at a party. First impressions aren't made in a vacuum. They're shaped by the environment, the people involved, and the roles being played. Understanding this allows you to adapt your signals to fit the situation while staying true to your core self. The most successful people in any field understand this intuitively. They know that first impressions aren't about being perfect. They're about being coherent. When all your signals point in the same direction, you create what's called a gestalt, a unified whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. This is why the best first impressions often feel effortless, not because they're accidental, but because they're aligned. The person's internal state, external behavior, and situational awareness all work together seamlessly. It's like watching a skilled musician. They make it look easy because they've mastered the fundamentals to the point where they can focus on expression rather than mechanics. But mastery requires practice. And the practice isn't about memorizing scripts or poses. It's about developing awareness. Awareness of your own state, awareness of others' reactions, awareness of the social dynamics at play. This awareness is what allows you to adjust in real time, to read the room and respond appropriately. The paradox is that the more you try to control the impression you're making, the less authentic you'll seem. The key is to control your internal state and let the external expression follow naturally. This is why meditation, exercise, and other practices that build self-regulation are so valuable for social success. They give you the stability to remain calm and present even in high-stakes situations. This brings us to the deeper truth about first impressions. They're not about you. They're about the other person's needs, fears, and desires. The most powerful impression you can make is one that addresses what they're looking for, whether that's safety, excitement, competence, or connection. This requires empathy, but not the kind that sacrifices your own needs. It's strategic empathy, understanding others well enough to create genuine value in the interaction. When you approach first impressions from this perspective, something shifts. Instead of worrying about being liked, you focus on being useful. Instead of trying to impress, you try to understand. This subtle change in orientation transforms the entire dynamic. People can sense when you're genuinely interested in them versus when you're just trying to get something. The final insight is perhaps the most important. First impressions are cumulative. One interaction might open a door, but it's the pattern of interactions over time that determines your reputation. This is why consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to be amazing every time. You just need to be reliably good. This builds what's called effective presence, the consistent emotional tone you leave people with after interacting with you. Understanding this changes everything about how you approach social situations. Instead of seeing each interaction as a high-stakes test, you see it as an opportunity to practice and refine your skills. This reduces anxiety and paradoxically makes you more effective. When you're not desperate for approval, you can focus on creating genuine connection. The truth is, first impressions aren't about manipulation or performance. They're about alignment. Aligning your internal state with your external signals. Aligning your behavior with the situation. Aligning your actions with your values. It's not about being someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and letting that version show up consistently. But here's what most people never realize. The way you make others feel in those first moments often determines whether you'll get a second chance. And in a world where opportunities come from people, not applications, those second chances are everything. The question is, are you ready to see what's really happening in those first 7 seconds? When you master the art of first impressions, you stop seeing social interactions as minefields and start seeing them as opportunities. Every room becomes a chance to practice, to refine, to connect. You become the person who walks in and changes the energy rather than absorbing it. The one who makes others feel at ease without even trying. This is the real power of understanding first impressions. It's not about manipulation. It's about becoming someone others can trust, respect, and remember. It's about showing up as your best self, consistently, until that becomes who you are. Because here's the truth. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. But when you get the first one right, you might not need a second. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe. I drop a new video every week on mastering psychology, strategy, and influence.